Hello and welcome to Work Life India, another edition on our Facebook Live. And today we're talking about something that impacts millions of people across the globe. But when we want to talk about it, suddenly there's a silence. People are talking in hushed tones. There is some sort of a taboo. A lot of people think there is a myth around, a lot of misconceptions around. So we want to break all of that because we're talking about mental health problems and our focus is workplaces. I have an esteemed panel with me, and I'm very grateful for all of you to taking out time for this. We have Anna Chandy, chairperson of the Board of Trustees, the Live, Love, Laugh Foundation. We also have Karan Behl, who is founder of Happiitude. It is an organization that conducts happiness workshops for corporates, and Deepthi Ahuja, who is a mental health survivor and is now running her own foundation, which is called Sense of Self Mental Health Initiative. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you, because 57 million people, that's how many people are suffering depression in India. Well, Karan, when you go to the different corporates for workshops, and your workshops are essentially about work positivity, happiness as well, do you notice signs of a lot of employees being under stress, not being able to talk about it?
Yeah. So I think that is why we go there, and that's why we are invited, because companies are really not thinking about enhancing the people's happiness just because they are very, now suddenly they realize that they need to increase the happiness of people. They feel that people are stressed out, they're anxious, and the impact is on the productivity. And when the impact is on the productivity, it's really impacting the revenues of the companies.
But are companies open to having such workshops, or are there challenges?
Last 1 year, I'd say 12 to 15 months, I think we are getting like the surge like we never seen before. And it's like every company, you talk about, they say, oh, happiness, yes, we've been thinking of doing it. So there's a lot of acceptance of at least the word happiness. As for their employees.
Karan, when you go to conduct corporate workshops, of course you're talking about relieving stress at workplace, a positive environment. What are your steps to ensure that people who are working in an environment can feel safe, can feel positive, and if there are people who are battling any mental health illness, it could be an environment for them to come out?
Yeah. See, the first thing what we do is, though we don't talk about this word, but we create vulnerability at the group. Why? Because we feel that the great relationship can be built between two vulnerable people, not two strong-headed people. So if you go to the workplace, talking about your weaknesses and talking about the areas which scares you the most, it's not appreciated. So we're trying to make this as a part of the culture where at least within the teams, I can just be me. In fact, I would like to quote a research which, Google did. It's called Project Aristotle. In that project, they wanted to study what make great teams, okay? And after years of research, they could not find anything. So they started looking for the softer element. And then they came up and they said, people don't want to carry their work face. They want to be with the people who kind of don't judge them, and with the people whom they can just share their deepest fears and the things that, and have a hard conversation with the colleagues. So that kind of culture makes great teams and make people perform better. So if that kind of thing comes into the workplace, that compassion, the culture of compassion and care is what we bring in, through that.
Well, the other big point when we talk about mental health is the growing technology. Now, there are debates on either side of it. But Karan, what have you observed, especially at workplaces? Has technology sort of helped in relieving stress, or is it putting us on a notice with emails at 2 a.m., WhatsApp messages that are continuous? And even when you do your workshop, it could be for 2 days, but the third day you actually have to get back to the regular routine. And is that building up stress as well?
See, I think it's not about the technology, frankly, because technology has made our life easy. Things which we could do probably in 1 week, we can do it in just half an hour. So technology has made our life easy, but the compulsiveness to use the technology is the real challenge. People don't know, when to switch off. They are all the time, even they are at home, they're sitting with their family, but all the time they're just compulsively in their head thinking about work, work, and work. So it's actually not the technology, it's the people's compulsiveness to use the technology which is a real culprit.
From Bangladesh actually has a point of view, and I want to take this with you, Karan, because she says, I guess every employee should keep their personal problems out of their workplace.
That's not possible at all, because this work-life balance itself is it's not a term which should be used actually, because there's one life. The one who goes to home is one life, the comes to work is one life. It's one life, one life. The moment we kind of differentiate work life and personal life, that's where the whole problem starts.